As a trans person with a special interest in media representation, few things are more amusing to me than the accidentally trans character. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. Sometimes, a character has certain physical traits that make them accidentally transgender, even though that was definitely not intended by the writers. This is typically something you see in animal characters. The most popular example that comes to mind is the Barnyard cow, who inexplicably has the body of a female cow while being written as a male. This sort of thing comes from oversights on the part of the designers. Cows are known for their udders, so they just slapped those onto the Barnyard cow without thinking about the implications of that. Calling Otis, his name is Otis apparently, a canonically trans character isn't entirely accurate, as that wasn't the intention. But it's also not technically wrong. This is a boy cow with a female body. He's trans. Just, accidentally.
I remember when I used to sit out here with your sister.
I don't have a sister.
Oh, yeah. That was you, wasn't it?
The most interesting example of this to me is one that's not spoken about nearly as much, but it's actually a character from a Disney movie. In The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, there's a character named Nuka. He's the older brother of the more popular character Kovu, and he's always been my personal favorite Lion King character. And, well, we've got another one here. Nuka, interestingly, does not look like an adult male lion. He's a teenager at the start of the film, but even once Kovu is an adult, meaning Nuka would definitely be grown, he doesn't have the features of an adult male lion. The most notable thing is his mane, being this short and scraggly thing rather than a full mane like we see on the other male lions. But his body structure is also more in line with that of a female lion. Now, this is clearly just another oversight on the part of the designers who most likely didn't think through this aspect and instead just designed him like this to add more contrast between him and the other male lions in the film. But there is a potential biological explanation if we wanted to try and justify this design choice with science. There is a phenomenon in the wild where sometimes female lions will grow manes and act more like male lions. These maned lionesses are a bit more accurate to Nuka's design, so that could be a scientific explanation. But at the end of the day, Nuka seems to be another classic case of the accidentally trans character. Rodney Copperbottom, what a name, from the 2005 film Robots is an interesting case because his situation is a lot more explicit, but it's played for laughs, and it's clear that the writers didn't really think through on the implications.
Honey?
What?
What's that extra piece?
Oh no, they always put in an extra... We did want a boy, right? This won't hurt a bit, son.
As you can see, the joke is that his parents forgot to give him a elephant trunk, we'll just say, and the father nails it on after birth. This is clearly just meant to be a lowbrow penis joke, but it's actually eerily similar to the lived experience of many intersex people. For those unaware, someone is intersex when they are born with both male and female sex characteristics. This can present itself in a number of different ways, but when it affects the appearance of genitalia, parents will often opt for surgical intervention to more or less choose the sex of the baby. This is, of course, very invasive and unethical, and it's something that many intersex people are trying to fight against, rightfully so. Here, though, we get a clear demonstration of that, with the dad adjusting his son's genitalia after birth to fit what he and his wife want. It's not surprising that this is played for laughs, considering that the movie has a transphobia problem already, but I do find it interesting to note.
Oui, sir. I'm a woman.
Ouch.
Of course, this means that the thumbnail did mislead you, as this would make Rodney intersex rather than transgender, but this was the alternative thumbnail, and I don't think it would have hit the same. Besides, clearly it worked, considering you're still here, and some cost fallacy states you're likely to see this through to the end now, so let's keep on trucking. While animals are the more obvious examples when it comes to accidentally trans characters in media, there is one more common place you'll find this. Twins. More specifically, identical twins of opposite genders. Because Well, that's not how that works. Identical twins are identical, they won't be the opposite sex. So if you have two identical twins of opposite genders, this implies that one of them transitioned at one point. Of course, this is also something that just can actually happen. David and Isabella Bennett from the band Steam Powered Giraffe are identical twins, and Isabella is a openly trans woman. And for a fictional example, we also have Tyler and Allison from the game Tell Me Why, with Tyler being canonically transgender. However, in most cases, this is clearly just an oversight on the part of the designers who wanted to have twins that still have distinctly different silhouettes. Of course, the simplest way to do that is just to gender bend the character, but then it raises the question of which one would have had to have transitioned for this to make logical sense. There is something fascinating about accidental representation, and as messy as it is, it always gets a good chuckle out of me. Except for robots, that one's just kind of uncomfortable. What's your favorite example of accidental representation in a piece of media, trans or otherwise? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel so you can be notified when I post another essay. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a lovely day.